All right, hello and welcome to Double Play Sports. I'm James alongside Pat, and today we're here with the most interesting man in baseball, Lenny Randle. Lenny, how you doing today?
Ciao ragazzi, non parli inglese, il programma adesso è tutto italiano. Scusami, ragazzi, if your show is in English, I don't speak English very, very good because the baseball been very, very good to me. So I speak you New York easy.
All right, that sounds good. So if you don't know Lenny very much to our viewers, Lenny is fluent in 5 languages. He was the first baseball player to ever play overseas in Italy, and he's been a big supporter of connecting the MLB in Italy. So very happy to have you on, Lenny. My first question for you is you were captain of both your baseball and football teams at Centennial High School, and instead of signing with the Cardinals when you were drafted in 1967, you committed to play at Arizona State University. What went into that decision for you?
Well, having a first scout as Tommy Lasorda. For how many languages do your customers speak? English, Spanish, Italian? What is most of the audience?
I think mostly English for us.
So I'll speak a bit of Cockney, British. Okay. I say, old chap, I was just a jolly old kid, alas, at 18 years old. I was lounging in my backyard playing rounders, which we call baseball in America. As I was playing with my 3 brothers, brothers of the same blood, not brothers of Christ, but brothers of life. I was chucking a ball, chunking to my brother, Herman, and he said to me, brother, you're going to be drafted #1 or top 10 in America. I said to my brother, I don't think so because Tommy Lasorda does not like African-American players until he has lunch and dinner at their mom's house. So Tommy Lasorda came to our house to eat with Don Drysdale and Albie Pearson of the Dodgers, and he says to me, I say, dear boy, would you like to be a Dodger? I said, no. He says, why? Because I have a full ride, $250,000 scholarship to Arizona State to play football and baseball. And he says to me, does your mommy fix lasagna? I said, no, Tommy, let's have tea and we'll talk about it later. I don't want to be a Dodger because I have to give up 365 tickets to my relatives, and they'll kill me if I don't give them a ticket. So I'll go to Washington Senators, to Ted Williams instead, with Tricky Dick Nixon.
Absolutely.
That's a true
story. That's amazing. I mean, a Hall of Fame dinner right there. Don Drysdale and Tommy Lasorda right there. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, what wasn't a normal childhood. I had them in camps and clinics with Washington. Kenny Washington, one of the greatest football players of the Rams, used to come to our campus and teach us with Larry Todd, who was a Raider. So I was around football and baseball players, and Dick Bass and Mike Garrett and O.J. Simpson. I knew all those guys at 10, 12 years old in football and baseball clinics. Jackie Robinson lived in our neighborhood with Duke Snyder. Duke Snyder's from Compton, California. So 12 and 13, I'm around all these pros. Tommy Davis goes, hit like this. I go, who are you big brute? He goes, you want to be like me? You hit like me. I go, no, I want to hit like the little guy. Which guy? Maury Wills and Albie Pearson. And they go, why do you want to hit like them? Because they've been in the major leagues for 4 more years than you. But I listened to him. I wasn't arrogant. I was kind of cocky. But I knew that I was going to be like Maury Wills more so than 6'4", 250-pound Tommy Davis. I figured that out between 12 and 15. That I'm not going to be 6'4", 250 pounds. I figured I'd be 5'2", 6 feet, 5'11", 5'9", Joe Morgan, little guy, but create drama. Still bases, still gloves, still cars, and still girlfriends.
Very nice. So then at Arizona State, you played both baseball and a little bit of football, and you were the second baseman for the 1969 NCAA champion Sun Devils. You were a switch hitter your whole baseball career. When did you learn to hit from both sides, and what was your experience at Arizona State?
First of all, football was more important to me than baseball. Baseball was a hobby, secondary, not important. I was like Kirk Gibson. Why am I playing this little with the racket and the ball and hitting and chasing a little round ball? I had to figure that out first. Hitting people was more fun to me. Running and tackling guys, that was exciting. My uncles were around the Rams and the Negro League players, and I would listen to my dad's stories about baseball and go, "You were on a bus in a bad hotel and you couldn't eat? I don't want to do that. I want to play football where you get first class treatment, you get good food, good 5-course meals." So I had to overcome the football thing. So being a Hall of Fame football player, I was a Hall of Fame football player. Arizona State still have the records: most punt returns, 25-yard average. And humbly, I say this, I'm not doing this arrogance, but people go, "How's that little guy not being tackled? What's the deal?" If you had a 330-pound guy tackling you and he ran a 4.4, wouldn't you run a 4.2? So I had to run faster than, or I become a hamburger or a sandwich. So I figured out I got to run faster just enough to beat the big guy. And then if they catch me, then I'll go play baseball.
All right.
So I go, if I get beat and turn into a hamburger, a Big Mac, or a Burger King, then I'll go play football. Or no, I better go play baseball. Then I could tackle guys at second base on a double play. I could break it up. That's I had contact. I was a contact guy. So when Bobby Winkles called me and Tuffy Hashem, one of the scouts that scouted me, they didn't believe that I was going on a full ride football and baseball scholarship. Frank Kush was my mentor. Bobby Winkles, 2 Hall of Fame personalities. Frank Kush is the same guy that recruited John Elway to be a Baltimore Colts. Bobby Winkles has created 150 players in MLB. That's Barry Bonds, Reggie Jackson, Kenny Landreau, Craig Swan, Larry Gura, Jerry Gentry, Duffy Dyer. These are Met players that I played with that were Mets and players that were in the major league, and I played with in college. And our college team, my first year as a freshman, making varsity, I had to play varsity at a shortstop, and we went to the playoffs against U of A in the Pac-12, but then it was a WAC conference, and we won it all. But we didn't know why we were winning. We just realized that, wow, we are a major league team. we didn't realize we just thought we were good. We were not cocky. We were just good because we played from 8 to 8. And then some kind of way we did homework and ate food. I don't know about the books, but we ate, and we all have our degrees. So somewhere between leaving the field, getting in the car, we studied like Pat and James. I know you guys are 2 Einsteins.
Well, thank you very much, Lenny. That's a fascinating story. So my next thing for you, you were drafted by the Washington Senators, who are not in the league anymore, 10th overall in the 1970 June secondary draft, which is not in service anymore. So you made your debut only a year later, June 6th, 1971, where you collected your first hit off of legendary pitcher Vida Blue. So I did my research here, Lenny. What was it like playing your first baseball game in the majors?
Because I played against all those guys in college, and because I grew up with Bobby Grich and Craig Swan and Ozzie Smith and Eddie Murray and Kenny Landreau and Hubie Brooks, we all grew up together. So we didn't look at the major. They're around the block or up the street, or so I didn't look at Vida Blue as like, whoa. I was out there with Reggie Jackson, Sal Bando. See, Reggie Jackson recruited me to Arizona State. Don't worry about the game. Just worry about the after party. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'm naive. I don't know what's going on because I was like a nerd. I was a baseball, football gym rat. I was always in basketball. I was always playing. My nephew was Tyus Edney, NBA, Kings, made the last shot with Ed O'Bannon and Marcus Johnson. And my family was around sports my whole life. So I've seen the woo-wah and the whoopee and the players, the arrogant players, the calm players, the cocky players, the players that wish they were you, the players that didn't listen. I'd been around that since 12. So when I say I saw Bill Cosby, Temptations, or if I saw Michael Jackson's family, believe me, I was around that family and I knew what character, because we wanted to be actors and athletes. So when I saw Vida Blue, I wasn't in awe. I was like playing with Reggie and Sal. Sal Bando was the third baseman on the Oakland A's. I'm the first guy leading off the game. So Ted Williams go, bunt on him, Lenny. And I go, I don't want to get my first hit as a bunt. I want to get a hit. He goes, well, that's what got you here. Do what got you here. But naturally, you want to hit a homer. But I said, I just want to hit. So Campaneris, who's 4'5", he was a shortstop. Yeah. So I hit it in the hole and got my first hit past Bert Campaneris. And I did it because I faked the bunt to get Sal Bando in and to get Bert in, because if you fake a bunt, it draws the infield in.
Yeah.
And then you swing away, pada ping, I got a hit. And then the second time up, I thought I was going to hit a double. I was running all the way. I left the box like Ricky Henderson, flying. Joe Rudy caught it on the wall and faked me out and go, tricked you. He made his life. See, we were so cocky that he could go to the wall and act like he was going to jump, and he didn't even jump. I was like a foot or two from going over the wall. But I thought I had it because he was faking me out like, oh, yeah, our buddy got a homer. Nah, tricked you. And my other guy in center field was Billy North. Billy North is who I grew up with at Arizona State, and I used to run around with him during spring training. I was in college, and they were pros. Now, you guys got to understand something, Pat and James. We would play these guys 3 or 4 times a week. We were in college. We're playing against the real Dodgers, the real Giants. I played against Willie McCovey, Willie Mays. I'm 18, 19, 20 years old playing against the greatest players on the planet. Cepeda. I didn't know him. I'm just playing against him. These are my baseball card guys I'm playing with. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. Willie McCovey almost gave me birth. He had a ball to my cojones, and it almost killed me. And he says, you better have kids early, son. You better have your kids. I said, or get a big cup. I better get a big cup. I said, Willie, anything you say, I'm listening to. So I wouldn't have had 2 kids right away. No, just kidding. I didn't have kids, but I did wear a cup.
Good choice.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then
I was excited. I was very excited to play against Oakland A's 3-game series. Pat and James, it's like your first date, and then she gives you a kiss, and then she gives you the keys to her car. I mean, you know.
So then from 1971 to 1973, you bounced between AAA and the majors with the Rangers. But 1974 is when you really made your mark. You hit .302 with 26 steals, and you even received MVP votes that year. Was there someone that really helped you take that next step?
I'm sorry, what was that vote again? MV what?
MVP.
Does that stand for most
valuable player?
Most violent person? What? I'm sorry, what does it stand? Does it stand for most violent Patrick? Or Pat? I thought my hearing's bad. It's age. But guys, a lot of people don't know that. You guys get that out there, because you guys are going to have the most valuable program, MVP, got it, MVP, most valuable program or most valuable podcast. Woo, I'm tagging you now. I'm tagging you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to the MVP broadcast, the most valuable podcast since Pat and James. This is not easy to do. Playing baseball is not easy to do. I'm trying to encourage the kids that I teach to be like you guys. Be like Tebow and Deion. Talk smack, get a radio job, make $1 million. Why not? And sit on your butt and eat candy. Come on.
You were pretty much, when you were playing in the MLB, the ultimate platoon guy, right? So you played during your career every single position except for first base and pitcher. So you actually caught a game in 1975. Can you tell me about that experience? Because there's not a lot of guys that get to catch.
Well, do me a favor, James. One of you take a picture while we're talking so I won't forget, because I'm getting ready to put Clyde Wright on blast, who was the pitcher. California Angel Clyde Wright teammate from Tennessee. Now, Jim Sundberg was our leading starting catcher, went to the World Series with the Kansas City Royals, Texas Rangers, 6 years. Good buddy. We used to call him Elvis Presley because he used to dress like Elvis Presley. And the other guy was Bill Fahey. Fahey was the other left-handed hitter. We had a right-hand hitting, left-hand hitting combo. And the third guy was Pruitt. So all 3 of them got hurt. And Billy Martin knew I could catch because I caught the #1 pick in the country, Wayne Simpson, who threw a 105-mile-an-hour fastball with the Cincinnati Reds, went to the World Series with Pat Zachary and Mel Wilcott and Joe Morgan and Tony Perez and all. So I knew all those guys early in high school because of my teammate being a Cincinnati Red. So I knew I could catch as good or better than Johnny Bench or Sundberg or Piazza or Laduca or whoever you want to name, Campanella, because I was a catcher that could throw people out on my knees. On my knees. Did you get that? I'm sorry, I got a little carried away. But on my knees. I could throw a guy out third base on my knees. Did you get it? On my knees. Okay. So I threw Mickey Rivers out on my knees. He's the fastest in the league. He tried to stop me from going from first to second, and lefty Clyde Wright had a problem seeing my signs. So he called Billy Martin to the coach. Billy, I can't see Lenny's chocolate fingers. I'm from Tennessee. I'm not used to seeing that kind of chocolate dotted fingers under a ball. I just can't see his freaking chocolate fingers. So I said, listen, I'm gonna do you a favor, bro. I grew up with the Jacksons. Michael Jackson had white tape wrapped around his finger and went hee hee. So I'm gonna go get some white tape and go hee hee. And if you can't see my fingers, I'm gonna use the sign language. Touch my right leg for a fastball, touch my left leg for a curve. Anything that, if I hit my head 3 times, that means you're stupid and you can't see me throw a guy out from my knee. Okay. So he goes, Billy. Billy said, calm down, Lenny. I think he got a mistake. So the trainer runs out of the dugout and he puts white tape on my fingers, all 4 of my fingers, not my thumb, just the 4 of the fingers. And I had white tape, and I'm giving the fastball sign and the curveball sign. We did practice warm up, right? So the coach, the manager, and the umpire went, "Can we play now?" Okay. So Mickey Rivers on, and he goes, "I'm gonna call a pitch out." So I'm flipping the thumb over. I said, "I could throw it on my knees." And he goes, "Pitch out." I just throw guys out on my knees. So okay. He threw a fastball outside. I didn't get up because they thought I was going to flip the mask off and throw the guy out. I don't flip a mask. I'm not, dude, I'm ugly. If a ball hits me, I hit nothing. So I just threw him out on my knees. And California was a legend. And Brian Downey. And I go, ain't nobody, listen, I'll throw you out in a batter's box. Don't even think about running a second. I wasn't cocky. I was just confident. Because I hitters before they got up to hit, so I can distract them from their attention. I want to focus on me and the pitch. I don't want them to talk to the pitch. I said, look, how's your sister? Has she had dinner yet? Is she cute? No, can we just play already? I'm going, no, I just wanted to know, are you having a bad day? It's okay, I'll leave you alone. So I would talk to the hitters and then throw them off and they get pissed. Now I'm in their skin. And that's how we can either strike them out or I say, what do you want? Fastball curve. You want it to go or you want it with a sandwich? So I said 2 Subways and a fastball outside. So I thought, and I had fun with it. I had a pop-up, guys. Cat James, how many you think you could turn around, hit with your helmet on or mask on and flip it up and catch a ball in Angel Stadium on a high pop-up? How many think they would catch it?
Not me.
That's hard to do. I've tried to do that before. That's tough.
So I didn't let it phase me. I've been catching flies and saucers and frisbees my whole life. So it didn't matter. I said a ball is a ball. I either catch it. I looked at it like a punt return. That's how I was like the best punt returner in the country. So I looked at a fly ball, but it's a bigger ball, so it's easier to catch. So I used to do drills to catch footballs and baseballs and ping pong balls and wiffle balls so that my hand-eye coordination could be like Stevie Wonder. I could be blind and catch a ball. That's how good I wanted to, just a joke, guys. I could be blind and catch a ball. But I worked at it as a craft. So that way, if anybody got hurt, I would know how to catch a ball behind home plate. If anybody got hurt at third, I know how to catch a ball at third or first or center field. Played center field a lot, maybe, I don't know, 20 to 100 games in center field. It's kind of weird. But wherever somebody got hurt, I went in to fill in or played every day. So people go, well, dude, you got up 600 freaking times. I go, I don't know how many times I got up. I see ball, I hit ball, I run.
So in March of 1977, you were traded to the Mets, and you had arguably your best season there, batting .304 and stealing 33 bases. And that year, during a 17-inning thriller, you hit the walk-off home run to end it. How was the atmosphere around the team after that, and what was that moment like?
Wait a minute, I had a walk-off? Was it a Denny's? Was it a Grand Slam or was it a walk-off?
2 runners.
Dude, I don't know these freaking walk-offs. You kidding me? Look, I'm in a coma when I'm playing. Just like when I blew the ball, I don't know if it was a walk, if it was 3 hours, 4 hours. All I know is I was late for dinner.
Yeah.
It's a great thrill to win the game. Game-winning hits was like my expertise. Most of the team I would lead 8 to 10 game-winning hits because I wanted to go home. I said, "Why it's late, fellas. I gotta watch the Belushis. It's kind of late. I want to go watch Saturday Night Live." It was like, "Let's go," and I go. And they're going, "Why is everybody celebrating? We're supposed to do this. So we get paid for it. Some of us get paid to eat."
So let's talk again about 1977. New York City lockouts happening, right? And up to bat, Lenny Randle's there in Shea Stadium, and all the lights go out. So what was going through your head at that moment?
I'm thinking they took some money out of my check and then paid a bill. And then I'm thinking God's calling. A lot of things went through my mind because I got out of the box thinking, well, the light's gonna come. I got back in the box. I went, wait a minute. Okay. I'm thinking, dude, I'm from Compton. Let's lose headlights. Maybe we should all put on our headlights. Like old school, like Friday Night Lights or Big League Dreams, Field of Dreams. Put on because I grew up with my area, we didn't need lights. We just had candles and we could play baseball. So I thought it was a calling from God. Now I go, but what I paid? I prayed. I did my bills. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't cheat on my taxes. Why are the lights out? And I figured the owner must have not paid the bill. M. Donald Grant must have not paid the bill because he's that tight. Because Tom Seaver needed some more money. Yeah. Tom Seaver was one of our greatest legendary Hall of Fame pitchers. And I'm going, he probably took the money from Tom's check and didn't pay the bill or vice versa. Yeah. And I'm like, so I just swung the bat and ran the second. And Manny Trillo, who I played winter ball with in Caracas, Venezuela, and Ivan de Jesus, who I also played winter ball with in Puerto Rico, tackled me. And they go, no, you got to go back, man. You got to go back, man. Man, you can't do that, man. I go, dude, I can see. I can't hold it. You guys can't see. I want that hit. That's a double. No, game over. I go, no. We're going to wait. I'm going to go in the dugout. Joe Torre goes, come on in. We got to figure this out. So we're waiting for the, delay, electricity bill, play, whatever. So Bobby Valentine and Ed Kranepool and Doug Flynn, we go, let's have an imaginary infield. Let's pretend we have a ball and take the greatest infield in our white uniforms. And they'll see us streaking, playing, like pregame warm-up. Get one, throw to first. Shortstop, get one, throw to first. Second baseman, get one, throw to first. We got no ball, guys. We got a fake hitter. Dave King was hitting balls, and there are no balls to hit. He just pretending. And the fans are going, Jesus, I don't see the freaking balls. They're good infielders. Wow. Then we said, hey, they're loving it. Let's do double play. So we did no ball, double play. Jump in the air, throw to first. Jump in the air, throw to first. Shortstop, Bud Harrelson, jump in the ball. They love it. I go, guess what? We're treating everybody to Baskin and Robbins ice creams because the refrigerator went off and them ice creams melted. Run for the ice cream. And then somebody said, wait a minute, Joe Pignatano's tomatoes, they're gonna spoil. We got Willie Mays goes, don't mess with Piggy's don't you mess with Piggy's tomatoes. Don't you guys step on them when you go to your car. We got we can't step on Joe Pignatano's tomatoes in right field. So Lee Manzelli goes, look out, my car's parked right next to the tomatoes. They're part of my sauce. So every other day we would collect tomatoes and take them home and cook them. Pomodoro. It's a great meal, Italian. I don't know if you guys had any, but it's a great meal to have. So we were more concerned about the tomatoes than we were about the lights.
Okay, now let's talk about a moment that is certainly, I think we can say, legendary in the history of baseball. So it's 1981. Amos Otis hits a slow roller up the third baseline, and you successfully blew the ball into foul territory. And the umpires ended up ruling this illegal and calling it a fair ball. So what was the thought process? Because I think most guys wouldn't have think of that.
Okay, what's your name?
Patrick.
Okay, Patrick, I gotta let you know something. The other guy, don't tell him James, Patrick. Judge Judy is my lawyer and Bob Shapiro. This is our top secret. I did not touch the freaking ball. James, I yelled at the ball.
Yeah.
There's no rule saying you can't blow, talk to it. Remember Mark Robert Friedrich? Look him up. He
Yep.
used to talk
Yeah.
to the ball and go, ball, go to the left. Ball, go to the right. Ball, go in the dirt. So I said, what the heck? Ball, go foul. Go foul. Go foul. Go foul. And the ball said, okay, okay, okay. And it went foul. And so everybody's all, I'm saying, why is everybody upset? What's the deal? I didn't touch it. There's nothing in the law. There's still nothing in the rule book saying you can't. Right? Come on, Judge Patrick.
Yeah.
You want to be my judge, my lawyer, Patrick, or should I fire Judge Judy?
No, you're right about that.
Okay, so there's still no law or rule saying you can't yell at a ball. You could yell, you yell at your food, you yell at the chef, you yell at your girlfriend. What's wrong yelling at the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither one of them listen. So
Oh.
it's mind process. It's mind over matter. I did. Who's your most favorite person that can make Dr. Phil could probably make you think you were an alien. So I use the Dr. Phil method. Ball, I have mental power to make you go foul. And the ball says, I have a brain too, the ball said. The ball went foul. It's mind over matter, guys.
Yeah.
Try it in school. In fact, if you want to do your homework, Patrick, and you really don't want to just say, look, teacher, I wrote 5 things on that paper. You just can't see it.
I'll have to use that tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So you were
Well,
also
anyway, Amos Otis is the hitter who's a
Yeah.
former Met, in case you guys didn't know that.
Yeah.
To this day, I see him at every golf tournament. He chases me with a billy club because that would have been his 199th hit, his 2000th hit. He hates me.
Oh no.
So I gave him a T-shirt that says, "Don't blow it, go to college," and I'll show you guys the shirt. Or I'll send you.
Yeah, that's hilarious, Letty. So another thing that you accomplished during your incredible, chaotic, whatever you want to call it, career, you were the first ex-MLB player to play in Italy. That's a big thing to have. And you also set multiple hitting records. You batted .477 overseas. And since then, you've been trying to get the MLB involved with scouting players from Italy. How much different is baseball in Italy from the United States?
Okay, you guys are in high school playing ball, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, picture your high school team in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're playing every day for 5-course meals on the Riviera with Armani, Gucci, and Federucci, and the Vatican. Okay,
Ooh.
picture that 2 days a week, guys. Picture that 2 freaking days a week. Okay, 5-course meals, high school guys in Italy, and you get it's carte blanche. So picture that's how it was for me. It was like I was playing against some high school guys and some college guys and some pro guys mixed.
Mhm.
So if you two were to pick a team and you two are 2 starters from your high school and you pick 5 other players to play with you, who would it be? And what does that make it? A AAA, AA, semi? That's the quality of the ball. And then the pitchers are always throwing 90,
Yeah.
period. So you still got to hit 90 pitching. You still got to, outfielder might have a bad leg or he might be fat, whatever, but you know how your teammates look.
Absolutely.
So that's how it was for me. I was playing against some high school, some college, and some pro guys. And then they like 18, 19-year-old guys, because I was like 35 or 40 over there when I left America to go over there and play. So I played till I was 46. Could have played till I was 50. But I still saw the quality in the upcoming guys, let's say like Bryce Harper at 18, 17, 19. I could see that guy going to be developed. And if I gave you the names of these players, you wouldn't know who they are. But they were like little Mike Trouts, little Bryce Harpers, Beppe Apollon, Ettore Morellini, Roberto Cabaliste. I post them on my website, on my Facebook site, because we talk 3 times a week. We talk about Italy and American players. They were like Lou Piniella, okay? And they were like Willie Randolph. And that I would make a comparison. I had a guy named Thurman Munson on the Yankees that I played with and against. And Tony Lanero was a clone Thurman Munson, but he went to LSU. Didn't he want to work out for an American team? He's Italian. Lanero might be related to Robert De Niro, okay? But he went straight to Italy. And any Italian player that was in a Division 4 team or Division 5, D1, they went over to Italy to play. So they had skills, and they called them Oriundo, half American, half Italian, and they played quality ball. So I tried to get America to see that, wow, if you sign the Toronto Blue Jays, Mirabella, or can you name any Italian players, you guys, other than Mike Piazza? Calabello. You ever hear him? Okay, Italian player, played with him and his dad. He was our proof that you can hit 20 bombs in the major league, or 30 or 40. Yeah. And he got bored. You know why? Because we only play 2 days a week over there. And here you play 7 days a week. What about a day off? Yeah. So Italians don't like to play every day. It's just, only guy I know play every day was Piazza and Joe DiMaggio. So it's a different intake. The body, it's more tear and wear on the body. So you pay at a place. And when you pay at a place, you become younger. I got better by playing and eating pasta and going to the ocean. It saved my life. So I came back to play with the Angels. And I don't know if you guys remember 94, 95, when Michael Jordan came back for the love of the game. Yeah. That inspired me to, I'm 46, what the heck? I can still hit 300, and Tim Foley was on the other team. He was an opponent and teammate. And he goes, watch out, Rod Carew. Rod Carew was the first base coach. Yeah. These are the guys I grew up with. And they go, dude, you're like me being out there. Dude, I'm not you. My legs are 14. Your legs are 40. Okay. So I still felt young enough to be able to play at a major league level at 45, 46, 47, 50. Mm-hmm. To this day, if you look at any of my sites, I'm still working out with 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-old kids.
Another big thing for you was final game of your rookie year, right? Final game with the Washington Senators, RFK Stadium. Fans run onto the field. What was going on there? I assume it was because they were upset, but did you get hurt in this fight or with the fans riding onto the field? What happened?
Well, to put it clearly, oops, can you see me now? No, you can't. Oh. Somebody needs to take a picture of this moment because I forget about taking snaps. But what I was thinking about is survival. Survival was not easy because we had Frank Howard, who was 6'6", 330 pounds. He hit a home run. I think Thurman Munson was the catcher. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, 50 to 100 people came on the field as soon as the ball went over the fence. It was around the 5th or 6th inning. We didn't know if we were going to live or die because a guy had a knife and a shovel and he was digging up home plate. Another guy, we only had 5 cops in the whole building, 5 police officers with 40,000 drunk. I don't know how drunk, I don't know what age, but they were not politicians. I think they were frustrated congressmen. That's a joke, but it was crazy. Richard Nixon was our president then, Tricky Dick, and Dillon. We had a lot of delegates there. We didn't know we all were going to live or die. Ted Williams went nuts because he says, look, guys, we got to defend ourselves. We got to help Hondo get around the base. So we said, what are we going to do? Run forward. We had to run for it. We just ran for it. When we were tripping, what's the name? He went beast mode. Basically, he went beast mode. So he saved himself. We all saved ourselves, but we couldn't believe that people were tearing the fence down. Go ahead, take what you want, just leave the players alone. It was crazy. So, but it was quite an experience. So we just lived to tell the story. We couldn't believe we survived.
During and then after your career, especially, we got to see Lenny Randle in the media more. And you did some comedy shows after Cubs games in the early 80s. Where did you learn your comedic timing? And did you have any inspiration when you were on stage? What was that like?
Well, I grew up around the Temptations and Cosby and the Supremes and Smokey Robinson. I had a lot of stars at my high school. Stephanie Spruill, Melba Moore, the Jackson 5. We thought we were the next Jackson 5. My dad and uncle were comedic. They used to do every Ed Sullivan show that's ever existed live on Sunday after church. So we had a spiritual family and we had a lot of fun. So while doing that, we all thought we were entertainers, or we would be in sports and entertainment. So it didn't phase us to do comedic stuff, watching Sammy Davis and watching Johnny Carson and meeting them personally, because our music program was that solid. One of our professors, Mr. Bonono, invented the songs, all the songs for Hollywood. So we got exposed to Hollywood real quick. You know that song that goes dun 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 dun. Anyway, that's his signature song, like Beethoven's signature Fifth Symphony. So everybody would use it in all the Hollywood movies, and we'd have to act it out. And while playing football, Hollywood would come to us to see him and say, which students would you like to be in this scene, running in Palm Springs or in the desert as extras, as kids in a movie, dressed up like Indians. So we were exposed to Hollywood early. So a lot of us thought we would have singing and musical careers or with groups. So we just continued to do what God provided for us. Entertainment in LA. It was no big deal. It's just part of our lineage, part of our legacy.
What about the Lenny Randle Sports Academy? What led you to start this academy, and what is the main goal of it?
Well, the academy is a sports and entertainment package, because our home school is just like a regular school. We'll have math, science, music, sports training in the morning from 8 to 10. Then from 10 on, we do our regular schoolwork. We'll do the same drills in the morning that the Rams are doing, or that the Padres are doing, or the Dodgers are doing. I've been around sports basketball my whole life. I know all the drills, me and my son and the people they were with. So we decided to open up a 10 to 40 school capacity to teach kids how to be better at academics. Notice I'm using these agriculture. There's the STEM program, engineering, medicine. Teaching the kids to get a degree. Sports is a bonus. If we get our degrees, we have self-esteem at an early age. I had it in middle school. I had Maury Wilson and Tommy Lasorda and been around some great people early in my life. So I'm trying to expose the kids in our school and who we train to be as great as giving back as we give back. So if they listen and learn to what we're saying, we've been around the greatest players, people. I've been around every president, every talent you could think of. And I still talk with a lot of people, from Jim Burr to Melvin Moore to Kevin Costner. I mean, the names don't make the difference. It's the people that make the difference. So when I talk to a Mike Trout or Albert Pujols or John Madden, God bless his old Joe Madden, and the people that I'm around, it's a spiritual thing. We know the sacrifice that it takes to get to be great, to get goodness, and see the world. So we decided to do it in 31 countries. So the forces from the book that I made, From Continent Beyond the Big Leagues, a book that I wrote, and now the music, I'm having all those proceeds, the 501c, go into supplying free food, free gloves, free lessons, batting cage. I just bought a pitching machine for Paramount High School. I couldn't believe that the school does not provide pitching machines and equipment for the schools. So you call me and bam, I'll get you a machine, have it sent, delivered, FedEx real quick. So it's those that are having a tough time getting equipment, just call Lenny, Cappuccino Randle, websites there, boom, messenger. And things will be FedEx in 5 to 7 days. It's a blessing, it's the calling. I can't take this money to the grave, so I might as well give it away.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you played under management of one of the best players of all time from 1971 to 72, Ted Williams, the last man to hit 400 and a first ballot Hall of Famer. How did Ted impact your career?
Ted Williams came to Arizona State, got me out away from the field. I didn't know who he was. I just knew he was a pilot and a military soldier because he helped the Tuskegee Airmen in my family who were over in Italy trying to beat Hitler. So I learned about his gallantry, the military. I had 7 uncles in the military, and they were all part of the Italy and Germany and Korea War. Ted Williams, the Korean pilot, he's the guy that got the Alabama Tuskegee Airmen to go over to Italy secretly and get Hitler and Mussolini. So, and they were ball players. They were never elite ball players. A lot of people don't know that. So when I go over there and see all their monuments, trophies, and kids, they have kids, and they couldn't bring the Boer babies over. To this day, they couldn't wear, you know, we had a cultural relationship. You couldn't bring over the war babies. I'm meeting them now, and they're telling me their stories. When I go over there, I'm like amazed. The guy's like built like freaking Johnny Bench or Kershaw, and he can't come over here because he looks like Prince. I'm like, dude, you're like Prince. You're my cousin, you know. So it's pretty weird to see players that I see that I think I could change their lives in any country, in Spain, Portugal, Korea. I still have kids fly in from Italy and Korea, and if they can't fly in because of COVID, I do a live Zoom hitting clinic or a live Zoom motivational real clinic so that they can get the same dream and have the same life that I've had. Do movies, do singing, do sports, do entertainment, and train. Be a trainer. If you can't play, be a trainer. Be a teacher. It's a $40 billion industry. I learned that from Ted Williams. Ted Williams said to me, baseball's nothing. I got a $100,000 contract with Sears and Roebuck, who you guys probably never heard of. Sears and Roebuck is one of the most successful franchises for fishing and outdoorsmanship. And Ted said, that's my future. I like baseball, but I love fishing. He took me fishing, his boats, his yacht, and said to me, hitting is like fishing. What? I'm going, what? Me and Jeff Burrows going, what? He goes, yeah, I'm going to prove it to you. That's why Tony Gwynn is a great hitter. San Diego guys do a lot of fishing. And when they fish like it's hitting. They say, I'm not going to catch the first fish. Got to be patient. Can't hit the first fastball you see. Got to be patient. Got to be patient. Sit on the curveball. Look for a curveball. Fake the swing on the curveball. And then they'll swing it, and then they'll throw you the same pitch. Don't you see Clemente fake his swing sometimes on a curveball at Cepeda? And I went, yeah, I seen the guy take a bad swing, and all of a sudden the next pitch, same pitch, they hit a home run. Mm-hmm. And the pitcher goes, oop, I should have tricked him. He says, I studied hitting just like I studied fishing, just like I studied life. And me as a pilot, airline pilot, and a co-pilot, and studying planes, I know a lot about a lot of things, and a lot of people don't understand me. I'm the intellectual type. About everything I do, I take it seriously. So you can learn from me. Get your degree. He said, go back to college, get your degree, because I wish I had my degree. If I had a degree, I would have been more amazing than President Nixon, Pope John Paul. And I believe the guy. He could have been president. He was like a mentor to the world, the greatest hitter of all time, and Billy Martin as well.
Yeah.
All right. So then in 2015, a TV documentary / movie called The Most Interesting Man in Baseball was released, which was, of course, about your life and your career. What was your reaction to having this movie made about you, and how do you feel about it? And did you have any hand in the production?
Yeah, I was a lot. I was, I wrote a book and there's a script, so I kind of had an idea of what people would want to see or want to hear, because I don't want to make it about me. I wanted to make it about the journey that a kid from Compton or Long Beach or Jersey or Philadelphia could live the same dream. If you can't be a baseball player, see the world, some capacity. Be a student of life. Learn from everybody. Learn from all cultures. I learned that from all my military uncles who were at different bases of Korea. They were in Napoli. They were in Aviano. They were in Japan, Okinawa. They were in Mitan. So when I was coming up, I met Sadahara O with Hank Aaron, Joe DiMaggio, and I took them all to Japan to do an exhibition game for 31 countries. So I wanted to have that journey documented. And I'd love for you too, the next generation, to be like, I don't know, let me put it out there. The ESPNs of America. Have your own spectrum. Instead of going da-na-na, da-na-na, it'll be Patton James, da-na-na.
Yeah, well, Lenny, that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been a wonderful experience. Great to talk to one of the greatest guys in the sports history. Lenny, thank you so much, and we hope you're doing well.
I'll give you your credits when we do the next movie, coaches.
All right. Thank you so much.
God bless you guys. Thank you. Grazie, ciao, auguri, arrivederci.
All right.
Thank you, Lenny.
Ciao. Buonanotte.